Thank you for that answer. That was really…
I'm sorry, I was referring to the Italians, just…
No, I think you touched on a lot of things that are quite pressing for us at Columbia, in the US, in the world at large. I mean, you went around the issue, but I think I'll kind of bring it in. Politics. In America, we're more and more divided than before and quite polarized. For me, this is something that troubles me as someone in this community that has some less than popular opinions sometimes. I'm conscious of how I'm received because of people who are, quote, passionate of these identities that their intellects defend, to use your words. How can I, and others that share, I guess, my desire to bring people together in a divided world, divided community, even a divided street, how can we kind of be individual actors to get people to focus on everything you just said, what we have in common, and not what sets us apart?
See, to find solutions for any problems or any situations, because many people think it's not a problem, all right? So, to address any situation, first of all, we must face the situation as it is. Now you're saying it is getting more and more divided. I don't think so. I think it's always was divided. You may not face it. Well, many of us face it, I face it. Every time I come to the immigration, the way they talk to me, why? Why? Just looking at my face, you should see the way they address me.
Does that make you angry?
No. When somebody acts stupid, why will I get angry? When somebody is exhibiting how small they are, compassion, not anger, isn't it? Pity. If I'm in a bad mood, pity. If I'm in a good mood, compassion. Anger is not the thing because you're just showing how small an egg you are. You're still an egg, you are not hatched, that's all I'm saying. So, you must understand, very deep-rooted divides have always existed in this society. You don't want to face it. You've been glossing over it for a long time. You can't… I'm sure you're not naive enough to believe in just 2.5 years of your celebrity president, suddenly country has become divided? Come on, it always was divided. Now the language has reached the top. Yes or no? Yes. It's just that the language is coming to the surface. I think it's better come to the surface than just boil inside forever. At least let everybody face it, this is what we are. Hello? You must face it. I'll tell you, I come to the immigration, I follow all the rules, I have a global entry, all right? I come. After I pass the immigration, because constantly I'm in all kinds of bright lights, so these fluorescent lights kind of irritate me, so I wear my shades. After I've crossed the immigration, when I come to the baggage, do you know what? This not happened once, this happened a few times. They asked me to come and take off my glasses. I said, why? They said, you want to come to my office? I'm saying, what the hell are you trying to enforce on me? There are many others, white Americans walking around with glasses. You don't ask them to take it off today, I'm telling you in 21st century, all right? So you don't believe you are a just and fair society, suddenly because of a new president something has happened. I'm glad he's bringing it to the surface. The leadership is talking that language. Otherwise it's been there, you may not face it. You may not face it because of the color of your skin, many of us are facing it. Yes. If you walk into some of these golf clubs and stuff, I can play better than them, but if I walk in there and say hello, they'll just look through me, all right? So, if somebody is going to be hurt by this, they could be hurt, I'm not that kind. I just see it's their pathetic condition of mind, that they're like that. So it doesn't bother me, but suppose I'm seeking a job or I want to do something else, I'm sure they would make sure that things don't work for me. Yes or no? So this is not a new happening, it's been there. Maybe slowly things are changing, but I think it's good it's coming to the surface, it's up in your face. you're facing it, you're embarrassed by it, it's a good thing. That is a first step to transformation. Am I saying something wrong?
First step to transformation is now it's out in the world. We see it. It's something, in India also we have divisions at an all-time high. What's now that second step that we can take as individuals going into the society?
To improve it.
See, again you're repeating that. Even in India, it's an all-time high. It's not at an all-time high. It is just people and media is playing it up at a certain level, all right? Unfortunately, in a democratic society, there should be a free press. Unfortunately, all media across the world is owned by some corporation or the other. It is no more free. It is no more free, it is tangled up with money, big time. There are no more dedicated journalists. I'm not saying they're not at all there. Largely they're not there, they're all serving a company, all right? Yes or no? Hello? It is time we produce some journalists because media is not just another profession in a democratic society. It is an important pillar of democracy. Yes? Without it, democracy will slowly go away into something else. Because democracy means every 4 years or 5 years, depending on what's the term, a new set of people are going to rule the nation. It could be a complete mess if there is no checks and balances of various kinds. These are all going away because people have taken sides beforehand. Today you know in America, in India also we know now, it was not so some time ago, but these days we know which media belongs to which party, everybody knows. How can it be media? You can't call it media anymore, I'm saying. Yes? Media means what? They will report what is there, they can give a commentary about something, but essentially their business is to throw the facts at us, it's for us to form our opinions about what facts that come to us. But today, don't you already know which media belongs to which party? So, when this is the condition, you'll hear a lot of things, and there is social media, anonymous journalists, those who don't dare to put their name on what they're saying, they are saying all kinds of things. But you walk through the country and see, whether it's India or here, it is just the same as it was. There are problems and there are solutions, both are happening, isn't it? So, if you go off television and switch off your phone and walk on the street, you will see everything is quite fine.
I just have one more follow-up. For, I guess, young future business leaders in this room, we are at the very center
Why
of
are you
business.
ignoring me?
Oh, yeah, well, you're a fashion icon, a guru, and more. We don't want to limit
More
you
than
just
just
to
business.
future business
Yeah.
leaders, And you have a great throw of a Frisbee where the videos were. But what role can we play when people aren't as enlightened as, I guess, the people in this room and can't really make the same connections as you? Because we do have agency, right? We are people that want to make a difference and are willing to kind of have the courage to, I guess, have compassion or pity, right? Depending on the mood we're in. How do we how do we do this? Because I think that's something that I genuinely want to play a big role in, if I can be honest. I think it's something that I, at least, would like my life's purpose to have something with that.
So I'm sure in your own little ways, within the university, some sense of… you're bringing some sense of… I believe you're bringing some sense of equality and some sense of acceptance for all sorts of people within the university. At the same time, do not take this thing about becoming a missionary for something, because then without knowing what's happening to you, one day you will be totally skewed and off the place and you will be the source of problem. Once you take on something with missionary zeal, you will see, you will get so badly identified with it and you yourself will become a source of problem. I think I can share this with you. When I was just 13, 14 years of age, I almost got into armed struggle, all right? This is the time when Che Guevara is our big brother and we are thinking of armed struggle, we think that's the only way to find solutions for India. Well, then I saw people who were espousing this teachers and, openly in schools and in colleges, professors talking about how you should all join armed struggle. A particular professor who had a sway on a few of us, and his son and his daughter, they were twins, both his son and daughter, they were my classmates. And we are all ready, actually in another 3 to 4 days we are supposed to leave for the jungles of Andhra Pradesh to go and fight. Then I asked this fellow, his name was Ajay, I said, hey, so we're all going, what are we taking? He said, no, I'm not coming. I said, why? No, my father doesn't want me to go. So he wants us to go. He doesn't want his son to go. Then I sat back and thought, what is this about? I thought, we are all in the revolution. Hey, you were revolution. I thought we are all in the revolution and suddenly, okay, the girl is not going because only the boys were going, all right, but at least this boy is supposed to go, he's just my age in my class. But no, father is saying, no, you cannot go because you can't die there. These idiots must die. And actually, I stepped back. I participated in various mildly bordering on revolution, sticking posters and doing this and that, giving that kind of stuff, writing very strong what we thought was justice, but actually when I look back and see, so juvenile and unjust by itself. At that time it looked like this is justice. One thing we must understand, the moment we speak about justice, I know this is a delicate thing to speak in America, but I want you to look at this with absolute openness. The moment we speak about justice, unknowingly we will talk about revenge. Slowly we will just slip into that. So, is justice needed? Absolutely. But I'm saying the moment you start talking about it, it's like freedom. The moment you say freedom, you'll start doing freaky things. Because freedom is a consequence. So is justice. Justice is a consequence of a mature society. Justice is not a cause that you take up, because the moment you take it up as a cause, then you will see divisions will happen. You versus me will happen. Once you versus me happens even for the right reasons, all the wrong things will happen, isn't it? Suppose in the name of justice, these two segments of this student body gets divided, even if it's for the right reason, the result will be all the wrong things, isn't it? Hello? So it's very important we understand what is the cause and what is the consequence. Injustice is a consequence of an immature society. Injustice is a consequence of a limited identities people have taken in so many different ways. If you do not take that and try to bring justice, all you will create is a full-on fight. And when a fight happens, there'll be no justice of any kind. All that'll happen is pain and destruction for all sorts of people. But when you're in that mode, because I know this, because I was so fired up for those few years, I thought I'll go. Two of my friends went. One, I don't know where he disappeared. The other one got killed about 8 years ago. He became a major revolution leader in Karnataka and he got killed by the police. And when his family informed me about this, this boy was so dear to me. He was just 1 year younger to me. Why I'm saying this is, the moment you speak about consequence as a source, you're creating trouble unknowingly. You will create more damage than solution. See, right now, why does injustice happen? Why will I be unjust to you? Simply because my identity and my commitment to well-being is about myself and maybe my family, or maybe my community, not for you. It's already set. It's only a question of time when you and me come in touch, this prejudice will find expression, but it is set in my heart, isn't it so? Instead of working at what is happening within the human beings, which will take a lifelong commitment to solve, today we can go out on the street, justice for everybody, justice for everybody. All you need is a, placard and shouting for one day and go back home. So always we will pick up consequences as a cause. Don't do that. Don't talk about freedom, talk about responsibility. If we live responsibly, we will have a free society, isn't it? If we talk about freedom, we will do freaky things. I come from that era where next to revolution was freedom, okay? We grew up in 60s. Freedom, 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 all that happened is, by the time I became 35, at least 12 to 13 of my very close friends all died, either on motorcycles or because of overdoses. Yes, because freedom. So, freedom, justice, equality, these are all consequences of evolving a human being to a certain level of maturity. If you are not willing to do that work on individual level, that each human being here evolves to that level of maturity, if that you're not willing to do, these things will only cause more trouble.